Hey Heritage Ranch family, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video and connect with us. My name's Gage and I've been the house dad for Heritage Ranch for the last 2 years. And I just want to take a minute and share an update with you. Recently, Landon, the chairman of the board, and Vicky, the director of Heritage Ranch, sat down so that they could just share all the upcoming news and exciting stuff that's going on at the ranch. So I just want to share this video with you. So here they are.
Awesome. Thank you, Gage.
We're both looking at each other like, who's going to start?
We're rookie broadcasters here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Gage, thank you for sending it over to us. Super excited about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Thursday morning. Really, really grateful for you taking the time to be with us and hear what's been going on at the ranch. We have been making a lot of shifts over the last few months with COVID, as you can imagine. I just want to tell you kind of some highlights, praise reports for what's been going on with the ranch during this time. So in March, late March, we, like many others, had to make changes to the way that we're doing our program services to make sure that we were really putting the safety of our clients and our staff at the forefront. And so we shifted from providing residential services to moving to remote services for all of our youth and families. Really excited to report that within a day, we were able to ramp up with individual counseling sessions with our counselor, family counseling sessions, daily tutoring by our house mom, Tori, who is a special education teacher and absolutely amazing with our boys. We were also able to launch a parent support group and a peer support group, and all thanks to online technology and the capacity to use Zoom. So it's been really tremendous. I was worried at first, honestly, because we serve families in crisis. And even though we've had these families for some of them several months, some over a year, we just were interested to see, how much support can we provide and what does the outcome look like? I'm really happy to report that all of our boys and families are doing extremely well. Just heard from our teacher last week that everybody has successfully passed their school year. One of the things we see a lot is that our boys come in with academic struggles because of the fact that they've had so many behavioral issues. And so one of our young men has had a lot of struggles and really was right on that cusp where we weren't sure if he was going to be able to pass the school year. Our house mom did 2 hours of online tutoring with him every day for the last 2 months, and he was able to successfully pass all his classes. And some of our boys were even able to get their grades up to A's and B's. So it's been really successful academically. That's a huge, huge part of the supports that our boys need. In addition to that, we had a couple of Zoom graduation ceremonies. I didn't think I'd ever be doing that, but 2 of our boys who've been with us over a year and a half, they came to us just in a severe state of crisis and hopelessness, anxiety, depression, and other issues, both just graduated. So we were able to have all of our staff and our families on Zoom and celebrate those graduations. So we're really excited for them. I'm still doing family counseling with those families right now and just thrilled that they are doing really well. We're excited to see what this next chapter brings for them. So right now our focus is to continue providing remote services throughout the summer. We have 8 families on our waiting list right now for residential services, and so we're going to begin doing intake interviews in the next month, and we're expecting a full house of boys on campus when we return to residential services in August. So as well as things can go when you're dealing with a pandemic and all of the circumstances, we feel like we've been able to really adapt, and we're just really grateful to our staff and especially grateful to you guys. We've had a lot of people that invested through giving and support during this time to make it possible for us to do this. So that's kind of one of the exciting things that's been going on.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to update you guys on, just to make sure that you're familiar with some of the work that we've been doing outside of residential services. In the last year, even before COVID really created this environment where you had to look at doing remote services, we had been getting a lot of requests for parent education. A lot of community members that would call myself or our social worker and say, hey, can you just come to lunch and sit down with me? I want to learn more about this discipline model that you use at the ranch because it appears to be very successful. So we started getting all these inquiries, and we talked as a board and as an organization and realized we can do more than what we're doing with residential if we can just begin to expand into providing community services. So a couple of ways that we have done that in the last year have included starting a live stream on Facebook and Instagram. I have done a live stream every week for the last year, about 15 to 20 minutes on different parent education topics. And actually, if you go to our website now, we cataloged all those right when COVID started because we realized people were going to need online resources. So if you go to hrbr.org, we actually have all of our live streams cataloged for the last year that you can check out if they would be useful to you and your family. As well, we've launched a YouTube channel. So one of our partners, Jody Johnston, who's amazing, is actually going to be shooting videos for us, and I'll be teaching these 10 to 15 minute videos that we'll have on YouTube. We're going to have them every week for the next year and really put our entire kind of curriculum and teaching model out there on YouTube so that people can start to get those resources in front of them. And then the next step that we've taken is starting to do community workshops. Actually, Landon and Cedar House Church, which he pastors, hosted us last fall to do our first parenting workshop. We were thrilled. We had 24 parents in the room. We were able to spend more than a half day doing education and providing resources. And we had a great response from that. I actually reached out to one of our participants when I told them we were going to be doing this town hall and asked them if they could kind of share the impact. So I'm actually read this directly because I thought it was really cool. One of the participants, when I asked them what they found beneficial about the workshop, said, "We were really encouraged to have thoughtful discussions about how we parent our 2 children after attending the parenting workshop at Cedar House. Creating a blended family presented challenges that we were committed to confronting together, but did not necessarily have the proper tools or guidebook to marry our parenting philosophies. The parenting workshop helped give us insightful suggestions that really work for our parenting styles and the goals we have for our kids and our family unit. More specifically, the workshop gave us a framework to set boundaries for our household on the front end to make day-to-day interactions run more smoothly. The need for this has been amplified as we are all spending more time together at home right now." So hearing that feedback and getting additional inquiries since that actual workshop, we've had a lot of our participants that reached out and said, "We really wish that you were doing weekly classes," because what they wanted was more opportunity to talk about how they can put these discipline techniques into action in their home. So our response right now is actually that we're going to be starting a 8-week online summer parenting series. This is going to be our first remote parenting series and our first extended series. So we're really excited about it. We are going to start this parenting class on Monday, June 8th. No, not 8th. Excuse me, wrong date. Monday, June 15th through Monday, August 3rd. So every Monday evening, myself and then our counselor are going to be getting on. We're going to spend time with the group that registers and do teaching and education, followed up with small group interaction to try to really put these principles in place. And then every Thursday, I'm going to actually be available for a 1-hour question and answer. Really, how do you implement everything in your home? So I'm really excited about it. We only have room for about 30 participants. So if you're interested or you know a family that you think could benefit, I hope that you'll share this information with them. You can call our office at 658-1800 to get more information, or go to our website, and that is hrbr.org, and we have registration online for the parenting series. So we're really excited. We're really grateful for you guys hosting the workshop.
It was awesome. Yeah. Very impactful.
Landon and his wife came too. So we appreciate the support, absolutely. The last thing I want to share about today before I turn it over to Landon here is one other exciting development that we've had going on the last year that many of you may not know about. We've actually partnered with LSU's Research Center and have been doing a research and evaluation study for the Ranch program. One of the things we know is that what we duplicate, we want to be sound and we want to be best practice moving forward. And because we right now as a board and an organization are looking to build additional homes in the next few years, we wanted to make sure that the model that we're using makes sense, is the most effective moving forward. And so we've partnered with LSU. They have been doing assessments for the last year, meeting with our families, doing interviews, and really excited that we'll actually get our final report next month. And so there's really 2 goals from that study. One is to evaluate the residential model, and then the other is to evaluate our parenting model that we use, because we want to start to take that model and use it more through workshops, conferences, and some outpatient services. And so we want to make sure we can see what's the most effective part of that. So the Huey and Angelina Wilson Foundation, who we're so grateful for, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana Foundation, they've both been huge partners over the years. We honestly cannot thank you guys enough if you're watching for your support. They both invested in this research study because they understand the value of really understanding what is working about your program and duplicating that, and then also learning what maybe your weaknesses are. What are the things that you need to improve or add or change? And so because of their support, this study's been possible. Actually just talked to LSU last week and asked them just for a couple of highlights, because I thought it would be great to be able to share with you guys a little bit about what they found in the study. We don't have a full report, but I just have a couple highlights I'm going to read. One of the first things they shared was that the family said that the change in disciplinary technique that they have had because of using the ranch model has actually attributed to improvement in family communication, problem solving, and family functioning, which we couldn't be more thrilled about because that's our entire goal of the ranch. We want to change the way the family functions and change family culture. The next thing I was really excited to hear as a highlight from the study was that they said that many of the parents reported that they have started to really see mental health symptomology differently. Specifically, one father reported an improvement in his response to his teen's anxiety. So before, he really saw those symptoms and thought that they were defiance. And now, because of the education at the ranch, has realized that those are actually anxiety symptoms and has really been able to change his response and behavior toward his child because of what he's learned. And that's one of the big things about what we do is we want to really make sure that we're educating families and teaching and coming alongside them so that they can change the way that they're responding to their kids so that the entire family culture shifts. The last thing I was most excited about hearing from our families from the study was that when they were asked about program recommendations, they stated that Heritage Ranch was already providing effective services, but a larger facility to house more boys and aftercare services were recommended, which for us is thrilling because as an organization, the number one and two thing that we're focused on right now is how to expand to have more houses so that we can meet the growing demand and the need that we have for families in the community. And then also how can we start to provide outpatient services so that we can serve hundreds and thousands more kids and families through additional services outside of residential. So it's a couple of exciting things that have been going on this last year, and hope you guys have found that interesting and helpful. And we really couldn't do this without you guys, our stakeholders, and so we're just so grateful. I'm going to let Landon share a little bit about what we have planned for the future and some of the ways that we are working to expand.
Yeah, thank you for everything you've done, Vicki. It's really awesome. You're the heartbeat of the ranch, and obviously couldn't be here without you. So thank you so much for doing that. Well, yeah, guys, there was January I took over as the chair, and hearing from you guys and the current board and past board chairs, there was two kind of main emphases that they asked me or said, hey, you need to run with these things. And one was internal health, but mainly just how are we going to grow? How are we going to be strategic in our growth? And what we've heard from a lot of our stakeholders and all of you guys is that, you know, how can we take this model and keep expanding it? So you see, this is a lot of strategic positioning to just keep expanding. And so there's two main things that I've been heavily a part of and really excited about to share with you guys that I feel like can really position us to go to that next phase. So the first one is we have so graciously been given a gift from Dady and Princeton Bardwell to underwrite and operations positions for the next 3 years at the ranch. So this operations position would be a human that oversees day-to-day operations of the ranch, mainly so Vicki can pivot into a development role. And that is really something that we feel like as a board, as different committees, that is really strategic and needed at this time to make that pivot. Vicki's been, you know, doing all of this for a decade, and we just feel like we're at a position now so we can get someone to run daily operations and allow her to really spread the word, reach more people, share the vision. No one can do it as good as Vicki does. You know, it's just, she lives and breathes it. So she's going to pivot into that development role as we get this operational position in, which we just feel like is really, 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 really good. Again, could not thank the Bardwells enough. This is a quote from Princeton that I just thought was really good that we could read. So Princeton said, "We're excited to offer this gift in the spirit of advancing the mission of the Heritage Ranch and hopefully encouraging others to do the same. We have a great deal of confidence in you, Vicki, and the board's decision to move forward into your new position. I know you will excel. We have every reason to believe this could be the breakout year for the ranch. Maybe even get the wind to our backs for a change. God knows what he's doing." So thank you again to the Bardwells. And as a board, we just feel like this is a really good move. So again, getting a daily operational position in, we're pursuing that position right now. Getting Vicki into a development role, we just feel like that's really awesome. So staying in the context, again, of growing, we have partnered with Emergent Method to create a strategic growth plan moving forward for the ranch. We got a grant, thank God for the Wilson Foundation. They underwrote a grant. We're very grateful for that. That's allowed us to partner with Emergent Method to be able to do this. So again, we're thinking expansion, we're thinking growth. Part of this will be the desire to get more homes on site, 2 new homes in the near future. We're really excited about that. As Vicki just said, there's eight on the waiting list, and we want to be able to capture all that. We don't want to turn anybody away that fits the program. And so more homes equals more impact. And I know I've heard from you guys, it's just such a strong desire to get more homes. And also part of that will be an outpatient service as well to, again, just continue to expand the stuff that Vicki's talking about into the community. So we have a growth and nominations committee that's led by me and some other business owners and entrepreneurs in the city, guys and gals that have really been a part of expanding organizations. And so we're kind of overseeing that initiative, but we're really just excited about the strategic growth plan that's going to happen. We'll hopefully have that wrapped up by 2020 and ready to launch the comprehensive campaign in 2021. So just some really awesome stuff happening at the ranch. As you can see, just a lot of stuff moving. We're honored to be a part of it. And honestly, obviously, we cannot be doing what we're doing without you guys. You really make the whole thing turn. So thank you for your buy-in. We are trying to instill family culture that creates generational change. And that takes an entire community, it takes an entire family, it takes the ranch, it takes all of you guys. And so we're trying our best to do that. And just so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your time, energy, and resources. We really appreciate it.
I hope you're as excited as I am about all this exciting news. Definitely keep us in your prayers as we go into the fall semester with bringing in new families and just taking the next steps with all of the forward progress that we're going to have. It's really an exciting time at the ranch, but we can't do it without y'all. So thank you so much for your support as well. I hope to see you this fall at the golf tournament or at the gala this winter. But until then, I hope y'all are blessed and have a great day.